Hello Alta Mesa families, Mr. Miller here with your weekly update. Now this is a little different than our normal weekly update, as I'm not doing the Monday morning announcements with our character quote, meal menus, and other announcements for the week. And this is because next week we are starting our return to physical instruction. With our return to physical instruction, there is a lot of information that as parents and students, I need you to know and our school needs you to know. So I'm going to go through that information here in this video message. Now, I want to let you all know that all of this information is included in our parent newsletter. So I'm going to be going through the information that's already presented in our parent newsletter. So if you'd like to, you can also reference that parent newsletter for the protocols and procedures that we are going to be putting in place. First thing I'd like everyone to know is we are so excited to have our students come back on campus to physical instruction. We have been waiting literally since March of last year to have our students back on campus. On behalf of the staff, we are excited and we cannot wait to see everyone back on campus and get that positive energy. With a return to campus, though, we do need to understand that we are trying our best to provide a safe, fun, and healthy environment for all of our students. And with that safety and health piece taken into account, we did have to change some procedures and protocols from last year. And so I want to go over some of those protocols and procedures with you now. The first thing I want to say is we changed our start and end times a little bit for the beginning of school. So last year, our 4th and 5th grade start time was 8 o'clock. We have moved that back to 8:15. Our K3 start time is still the same at 8:25. Now, all students when entering campus and when exiting campus are required to wear a mask. Now, I know that kindergarten through 2nd grade students, it's been known that kindergarten through 2nd grade students don't have to wear a mask during the course of the school day, which is still true. Our K2 students do not need to wear a mask while they are in class. But they do need to wear a mask, and so do 3-5 students. All students need to wear a mask when entering and exiting campus. This is just because there are those opportunities when going through gates, entering and exiting campus, that you might pass someone in a different cohort. So we need you to wear masks, all students, when entering and exiting campus. Now, if you're a Case 2 student, once you get into the classroom, you can take your mask off. If you're a 3-5 student, you need to keep that mask on. Okay? Now, I mentioned the word cohorting. Now, that's going to come into play a little bit later in our conversation, but all of our students are going to be cohorted through the day, which means that all students will stay with their class through the day. At recess, we have zones that classes will go into and rotate throughout the week in their zone for recess so that classes do not mix. In the cafeteria, classes will sit together, and that's just, again, in an effort to limit the amount of exposure to other students in case there was someone on campus that happened to have COVID-19. Now, with our entry into campus, we have changed how we are entering into campus a little bit. So we have the 8:15 4-5 start time and the 8:25 K3 start time. We are changing what gates our students enter in for. If you're in kindergarten, you still enter in through the same gate. If you're in 1st through 3rd grade, you still enter in through gate 1, which is on the west side of campus. If you are in 4th and 5th grade, you will enter in on what we are now calling gate 4, which is on the east side of campus, which is over by wing 3 and the ACE office. So that gate will open in the morning at 8 o'clock. Your instruction starts at 8:15, the gate will open at 8 o'clock. As soon as you get on campus, you need to report directly to your teacher's classroom. All teachers, kindergarten through 5th grade, will be in their classrooms 15 minutes before class starts with the door open and ready for you. We are not going to have any students go out onto the playground. All students need to report directly to class when their gate opens. So the 4-5 gate will open at 8 o'clock and be open until 8:15. Those students can go to class. If you are a 1st through 3rd or a kindergarten student, those gates will open at 8:10 because your class starts at 8:25, so it opens up 15 minutes before instruction. Again, you report directly to your class. Kindergarten parents, because this is the first time these students have been on campus, we are allowing you to walk your student to the classroom door. Parents are asked to stay outside of the classroom door, but if you're a kindergarten parent, you can walk your student to the door and let them go in and kind of see the surroundings that they're in. 1st through 3rd grade parents, we ask you guys to drop your students off at the gate. There will be aides at all of the gates during drop-off, as usual, to greet our students and point them in the right direction. Now, if you are a parent that has multiple students in different grade levels, say you're a parent that has a 5th grade student and a 2nd grade student, and those two students have the different start times, we are asking all parents, please drop your students off at the latest start time. So again, a 5th grade student and a 2nd grade student, you would drop both students off at that 2nd grade start time, which is 8:25. This is so we don't have students wandering around with their classroom doors still shut, because those teachers are only opening their doors 15 minutes before instruction. If you dropped your 2nd grader off at 8 o'clock, their teacher's not going to open the door for another 10 minutes. So we can drop those students off at the later start time if you have multiple students, and tardies will not really be in effect until after 8:40 during the day. So there's going to be some flexibility there with with teachers in order to get those students in class. So again, we have the 8:15 start time for 4-5 with the gates opening at 8 o'clock, and the 8:25 start time for K3 with the gates opening at 8:10 for our K3 students. Now, exiting campus. I showed you the map earlier of our entry into campus. Exiting campus is also going to look a little different, and we are going to stagger our end times throughout the day. So the bus will be arriving on campus around between 1 and 1:05, and the bus's departure is at 1:10. So we're going to dismiss all of our bus riders early. Our earliest dismissal time will be our kindergarten students, which will be released from the kindergarten playground at 1:05. Please check out the maps and the newsletter to see what specific classes are going to specific locations, but our kindergarten will be releasing from the kindergarten playground at 1:05. There will be a 10-minute window, and then 1st grade will also release from the kindergarten playground, and that will be at 1:15. Our 2nd grade students will be releasing from gate 4, and that will be also at 1:15. And then our 3rd grade students will be releasing from gate 1, and that will also be at 1:15. 4th and 5th grade will be our latest release time, and that will be at 1:25, and those classes will be releasing either from the kindergarten playground for Mrs. Nunn and Mrs. McNeely's class, or gate 4 for Miss Jocelyn's class. I know it's a lot of information that we're bringing to you right now, but it's just really important that you guys have this information down. Parents, we ask you to please pick your students up. Drop your students off promptly at arrival time, so as close to that arrival time as possible, and pick your students up promptly at dismissal time. We don't want those students mixing together. We will have additional staff out there making sure that they're not mixing, but we don't want those students mixing together because we're trying to keep them in a cohort, okay? Again, all students must wear those face coverings for arrival and dismissal time. Adults, we also expect you, when picking up your students and dropping them off, to be wearing masks. Many have asked about the visitors and volunteers in the classroom. This year we are prohibiting our visitors and volunteers in the classroom, again, just in an effort to minimize contact and potential exposure. So that again kind of falls with that cohorting model of keeping everyone together. So we ask everyone to please adhere to these safety procedures. We know that they're sometimes a little bit difficult to follow, but we know that if we reinforce things throughout the year, that we will be able to train our students, train ourselves to follow these directions. In our newsletter that this is attached to, we have all of that information as far as our daily bell schedule, our drop-off procedures, our safety protocols. One other thing I did want to talk to you about is, prior to coming to school, we need all parents and families to do what is called a visitor self-screening form. So that self-screening form is included in our newsletter, and it's just a form that says these are symptoms of COVID-19, and if you have any of these symptoms of COVID-19, please stay home. So any of those symptoms: temperature higher than 100.4, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, cough, runny nose, congestion, muscle or body aches, fatigue, headache, new loss or taste of smell, sore throat, nausea or vomiting, or diarrhea are all symptoms of COVID-19. If you or your child are experiencing them, please go ahead and keep them home, but give us a call at the school so we are alerted to kind of what's going on and keeping us in the loop. Again, families, we are so excited for having our students back on campus. Even with the mountain of new protocols and procedures that are in place, we are very, very excited to have our students back on campus and interacting and having physical instruction going on in campus. There's a lot coming with this, and more information will come out as we move forward. If If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call our office or contact me. We are here to help. We want to make sure that this is the best experience for everyone. I want to thank all of our Alta Mesa families and parents for your patience as we've gone through this time, and I just want to welcome everyone back onto the Alta Mesa campus. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your week.